Hello, guys. What's happening over there in Jocelyn, Illinois at Tyson's? We seem to be that they are letting go the whole employee staff. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of workers. That's amazing to see what's happened over there at Tyson's. I hope these people land somewhere in over Illinois with a better job or career. But we see things are majorly changing on the horizon there. Uh, it's a sad day in America. 2,000 workers have been laid off at Tyson's. They didn't get to come to work. They came to work. They took them to a cafeteria and informed them they're going to be closing this whole facility down due to lack of a cattle or in processing higher beef prices, uh, just other financial reasons why the company got to close their plant down. That's sad. People been there for years, 30 some years. It's been generational family members working at the organization. It's a small town. And now look what's happening. This has happened all across America in different organizations. But now it's happening to the meat plants. This is amazing. Let's get into this.
A massive development in Joslin, Illinois, where the hundreds of cars you see now on your screen were people who found out that their jobs at the Tyson plant were gone. That breaking coverage tops your news at 10 tonight. Good evening, I'm William Ingalls. The Tyson facility in Joslin is shutting down, leaving more than 2,500 people scrambling. This is the letter those workers got this afternoon confirming the plant's permanent closure. Workers will get paid for the next 2 months, but the job some have leaned on for years is gone. The Tyson Foods plant is located in Joslin. That plant began operations in 1983 under the ownership of Iowa Beef Processors. You can tell by the map it was a central part to the local and regional economy. But why is a company that's called the area home for so long closing its doors with next to no notice? Well, the breadcrumbs were public as of about 10 days ago on the company's earnings call. Tyson told shareholders they expect losses around $650 million this fiscal year in its beef processing sector alone. Company officials claim cattle shortages and high livestock costs are to blame for that massive loss.
That's crazy, guys. 600 or 500, 600 million dollars. You got to think. Companies got to think of the bottom line. Um, we America got to realize that companies are not in the demand to supply a job to you. Everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. Many states in America are at what is the term they use for is free will. You can work or you can leave. It's at will jobs, especially in Washington State. I'm here in Washington State. The companies here, it's an at will situation. They can let you go at will. You can leave at will. Uh, and that's the sad thing. A lot of people in small town America, they get comfortable and complacent, and some buy houses. I can imagine some of the people out of the 20 some thousand people, 2,000 some people that was terminated. Um, they just bought houses or condos, townhomes, or brand new vehicles, or that's sad. They got to figure it out. But one good thing about what this reporter just said, they gave him 2 months at regular pay to be transitioning. That's an all right company. Because today they might not feel in Johnson, Illinois, the employees at Tyson might not feel it's not a lot, but reality is you could do some transitioning. You just got to do it now. And that's the amazing part because if you sit there expecting the boo woo who gonna change the reality, this is the bottom line. This company is has closed down. They let everybody go. That's not. And then it's not just in just Illinois. They're doing some same cuts in similar cuts in Philadelphia. So this is the company's going through a lot of transitioning. So they're trying to save the organization, and if it has to do the labor costs to be reduced and annihilated, for whatever purpose, the survival of the company That's the most important for a company, not for the employee. And we as employee always knew that, but especially nowadays, there's no major pension plans. They have 401k system, but that's kind of like the at will. You can put in or not put in. That's up to you individually. The company can sometimes can put in, but or match dollars, depending on what the company policy is. So hey, welcome to the new America. I'm sad to say people there 33 years. It's crazy. Let's continue.
But that reasoning doesn't do much for the workers who now only have a few weeks to find where their next paycheck is coming from. KWQC's Elizabeth Ruggiero talked to some of those workers who learned their career at Tyson was over.
For decades, the Tyson complex in Joslyn has been the heartbeat of this community, but that beat went silent this afternoon. As workers arrived for their shift, they weren't sent to the production line. They were funneled into the cafeteria to receive a letter that many say felt like a betrayal.
People started fighting, people were yelling, people were crying. I know people that have been here for 30 plus years.
Wow.
I know people that have been here as little as 3 days.
Tyson says the decision comes down to economics, rising beef prices, and lack of cattle. But for the 2,700 people who work behind these gates, the why doesn't matter as much as the what now. While they'll be paid through October, the loss of health insurance and steady work is a reality that is starting to sink in.
It's devastating. All these people without jobs, they take medication that costs $300 a month. Then insurance don't cover. Now I have to weigh in on that. I have to watch what I do, I guess. I don't know.
Rita Newton has been with Tyson for 11 years. She says the plant felt like a family that's now being split up for a company's bottom line. Though workers' new contract talks stalled this summer, an announcement like this didn't seem like a remote possibility.
How do you just drop, a bomb like that in a day? People coming in for their shift and, guess what? Go home. No more job. People leaving today from work are getting stopped. Hey, don't come back tomorrow. How do you do that to people?
A company.
This is the reality, man. This has been happening across America since the 80s. So people are waking up. You know what I mean? This is reality. You can't contract stalls. You guys got to talk to your unions, make a deal. Because it comes down to realities like this. If we can't make a reasonable adjustment to the bottom line of the company, and you're not going to be suitable to the situation, malleable to the situation, then a company got to do what they have to do if it's a union company. And sometimes this was the reality of what companies have to do. If it's a union, before they get sued and all this other silliness, uh, they'll close it down. And that's what seems to happen here in Tyson. It's sad. But man, I would have talked to the unions, been like, hold on. Are y'all meaning, let's come back to the table. Are y'all meaning we're gonna close this down and get rid of all of us? We're gonna have no job, pay us for 2 months, and that's it? Or we can take okay, I make it 26. Now I gotta make 20. Major cut, but I'd rather have 20 than nothing. And I stay at the 20 and find something else that might could pay me more. But to shut it all down, no. No, let's do work this out. Let's work as a team. And they said the contracts had stalled. So you had opportunities, and the union had to give the employees newsletters what they're doing. It was like, let's fight. People in the unions always want to fight, but you got to think today. You got to think about your job and the company policies and what they're going through. And if the company they say it's out of our headquarters out of our, then these situations occur. So if we get to that bottom line where they got to say, okay, no movement, contract stalls, cut. Come on, man. Let's not do that. But let's think about wisely on both sides. So, hey, I guess nobody wanted to move, and this is the situation.
That brought thousands of people down this road every day is expected to be a ghost town by Monday, with no plans to replace it anytime soon. In Joslin, Elizabeth Ruggiero, KWQC TV 6 News.
The Tyson closure even got the attention of Governor J.B. Pritzker. While he offered support and resources to the affected workers, he put the blame on cattle prices squarely on the Trump administration between the war in Iran and tariffs. Meanwhile, Republican State Senator Lee Ariano Jr. feels there's a different place to put the blame. He says the Tyson closure is a reflection of Illinois' business climate and believes the state will stay in a tailspin unless changes happen soon.
Yeah, you see what this senator says. He says the loss of Tyson Food is another glaring example of uncompetitive business climate we offer in Illinois. Some things need to change immediately. Illinois' economy is in a dangerous tailspin, which everyone is talking about. I'm gonna do another video on my channel that's gonna talk about the from an economist's perspective. So they talk about Illinois is in a bad situation, especially when it compared to surrounding states. Yep. That was by State Senator Lee Aureliano Jr., Republican Dixon. Yeah, he's making a point. So it's amazing to see what's going on. That's what happens.
Soon. A massive.
So leave a comment down below. It's sad that all them people, thousands of people in Illinois, Johnson, Illinois, have just lost their job overnight, and they look like nothing going to be replacing them. And so they got to get it back on the job market. But at least they got 60 days to figure it out. What do y'all think? Leave a comment down below. The sad situation in the middle America, but things are happening. This is a warning for the rest of the states and the rest of the corporations and employees. Think before you let the contract stall. This is an example because if it does, and if it's better for the company to close down, they might just go that route. And then everyone's looking like, whoa. So make better deals, figure things out that is comfortable to the employees and the company. You got to think about the company nowadays, not just the union fight and employ. Got to think about companies too. All right, guys, have a nice day. Leave a comment down below. Till the next video, have a wonderful evening.